What's up guys, Onmaths here, and today we're looking at percentages. Now, the three questions we're going to go through are by no means the only questions on percentages. Percentages is one of those topics, and there's a few topics like this that we're going to cover that just are so broad that I could be here all day doing percentages questions. So I've tried to pick like a nice selection of questions that aren't necessarily easy ones, but aren't necessarily just three really difficult ones. So a nice range. So we're going to start off with OCR's offering, and there's lots of words in this question, so essentially we just need to unpick it, and we've got 110 grams of cereals, that's important, and we're looking at the amount of carbohydrates. So we're looking at this 99.4, and Emily says that 90% of the serving, the 110 grams, is carbohydrate. So let's start off with looking at what 100% of our cereal is, and 100% of it will obviously be 110 grams. Okay, now we need to work out what 10% is, because we're looking for 90, so if we have 10 we can take it away. And to do that, what we do is we divide this by 10. Now we don't have a calculator for this, but it's nice and easy to divide by 10, because you can just remove a 0 or shift them to the right one, so that would be 11. And so to work out 90%, all we do is 100% take away 10%. So we just take these away from each other. So 110 take away 10 is 100, and then take away 1 is 99 grams. So 90% of the serving is 99 grams. And it says, Emily says that more than 90%, so more than 99 grams is carbohydrate. And so the actual figure is 99.4. So we need to answer the question. It says, is she correct? And remember, with all these questions, you need to say either yes or no. So yes, because we can say, I don't know, 99.4 is more than 99, which is the 90%. Simple as that. I've probably written way too much. You could probably write an awful lot less. In fact, you might be able to get away with just writing yes and have all the working out. But I always try and make sure that I get the marks, make sure that the marker knows exactly that I know how to answer this question. Next up is AQA, and this AQA question, again, lots going on. So always try and break these down and just try and do the bits that you can find out quickly, get some working out done straight away. So I'm going to look at this bit and this bit. Ignore the rest for now. So we've got 4 adult tickets at £15 each, and this is on an uncalculated paper, so we have to do this in our head. So to work out what they cost in total, we just times them, so that'd be 60. And we've got 2 child tickets at £10 each, so 2 times 10, which is 20. And then we're going to add them together to work out the total cost. So the total cost is £80 before we do anything. Then what I'm going to do is focus on this 10% booking fee. Now we know that 100% is going to be that £80, and we need to add on an extra 10%. So we need to find 10%, and we can do that by dividing it by 10. So let's divide it by 10. So that would be £8. And I normally don't show units in this. I'm just trying to maybe make it a bit easier. So we need to add that on. And so we'll end up with 110%, which is absolutely fine. So we're going to add these together, okay, because we're adding on the booking price, or the booking fee. So that'd be £88. Okay, then after that, we've got this, let's try and pick a colour. Let's go with blue. Right, we've got this 3% that's added for paying by credit card. Okay, so we're going to start off again. So we've got 100% now is the £88, because that's how much the total cost is with the booking fee. And we can work out 1%, and we can do that by dividing it by 100. And we divide that by 100. And so that will be 0.88. And then we can work out 3% by timesing it by 3. So we're going to times that by 3. And we're going to times that by 3. Now, most of us won't be able to do this in our head, so what I'm going to do is just show, I'm going to convert the 0.88 pounds into pence, so I can times it easier, and we're going to do 88 times 3, and we use the formal method, so 3 times 8 is 24, 3 times 8 is 24, add the 2 would be 26, so that would be £2.64 if I convert it back into pounds. And so 3% is 2.64 pounds, and we need to add it on. So we're doing 88 plus 2.64, and we can put some decimal places on the 88, and so that'd be 4, 6 point, and that would be 10, and that would be 9. So it's £90 and 64 pence. Last up is Edexcel, and this is by far the hardest question we're going to have today. And this is all about compound interest. And the thing about compound interest is the amounts that you get bigger and bigger the longer you have the money in there. So unlike simple interest, with simple interest you get the same amount of interest every single year. Compound interest grows. And similarly, if you are talking about depreciation, then that will also have a similar effect. It won't depreciate by the same amount. Depreciation just means goes down instead of goes up. So think about the value of a car or something like that. That's just constantly getting less valuable. Okay, compound interest. So this is, first of all, it's a calculator paper. This is paper 2 on the Edexcel, which is calculator. And normally with compound interest questions, not always, but normally you'll get a calculator for them. Okay, so this is so much easier if you understand what multipliers are and what they do. Multipliers make everything so much easier. So if you don't know what a multiplier is, I'm going to go through it now, but make sure you do by the time you take any mock exams or the actual GCSE or any exam. Always make sure you know what a multiplier is and how to use them, because it means the calculator does all the work. You don't have to do anything, pretty much, apart from find the multiplier. So what do I mean by a multiplier? So I'm going to start off with personal bank, and it says we've got 2% for each year. Now I don't need to worry about the amount or the time or anything to find the multiplier. All I do is I start off with 100%, and I always start off with 100%. I figure out what that 2% is going to do. Well, it's going to increase it by 2%, hopefully. And we'll end up with 102%. Now 102% is not a multiplier. A multiplier needs to be a decimal. So to make that a decimal, I divide it by 100, and there we go. That there is our multiplier. Okay, 1.02. Now the beauty of a multiplier is if I get the amount, which is 25,000, and I times it by that multiplier, that will give me the amount at the end of the first year. So if I times it by the multiplier again, second year, times it by the multiplier again, third year. And that's my 3 years. Finished. Now, the astute among you may realise that you do 1.02 to the power of 3, and that would also work, and it absolutely would work. So I get my calculator out, and I do 25,000 times 1.02, and I'm going to do it to the power of 3. You don't have to, but I'm going to. And that gives me £26,530.20. Now, one step to do here is just check that makes sense. We had 25,000, we've put it in a bank, we've ended up with 26,000, 26,500 roughly. Yeah, that makes sense. If you end up with an answer of 50, then clearly that's wrong. Otherwise, that bank is ripping you off. Or you've got it wrong. Chances are you've got it wrong. Okay. Now we're going to go to Secure Bank. Now, Secure Bank just has 2 percentages going on, which isn't a problem, because we just follow the same method. So we're going to do this 4.3 first. So 100% plus 4.3% is 104.3%. Make that a multiplier divided by 100. 1.043. That's my multiplier. Done. Right. Now we go to this 0.9%. So 100% plus 0.9% equals 100.9%, isn't it? Find the multiplier. be 1.009. There's my two multipliers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same as I did on the other one. Start off with the 25,000. Times it by the purple one first, because that's for the first year, and the other multiplier takes over for for each extra year, which will be 2. So we've got it in there for 3 years. So get the calculator out. 25,000 times 1.043 times 1.009 times 1.009. I could have done 1.009 squared instead. And that gives me the answer of 26,546.46208. Now you might think we've finished there, but we absolutely do not, because there is an actual question. It says which bank, right? So we haven't answered the question. So let's have a look. Well, they're both 26,000. They're both 500, but secure banks is 46, whilst personal bank is 30. Now that's really interesting, because the personal bank gives us a nice 2%, yet secure bank for most of it is 0.9%. But for that one time where it gave us 4.3%, that actually was a really good deal. But if you left it 4 or 5 years, personal bank would have been better. But for 3 years, secure bank is the best. So we need to write down the answer. So secure bank. And you might want to say secure bank is will give the most interest, gives the most interest, or something like that. Mostly the mark scheme will just say student has identified the correct bank. Now, I know that seems complicated. There's a lot going on there, but if you get good at understanding how to work out multipliers and how to use them, you can answer pretty much every single percentage question on the calculator paper. I wouldn't advise using them on the non-calculator, because timesing and dividing by decimals is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world, and there's normally simpler methods. But for a calculator paper, go equipped with understanding multipliers. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please click like. If you want to see more from us, we release videos Monday to Friday, every weekday. Just click subscribe and click the bell to make sure you're up to date. And if you want to see even more from us, we have a website, onmaths.com, full of free resources, and you can even sign up for free, and there will be a magical card to click on to take you right there at the top of this video. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.